Hi, this is Danielle Zana. Well, I haven't posted a vlog for quite a while, but I feel I need to post something so that at least some people, whoever is listening, can be aware of certain things. Um, First of all, um, I'm going to cover is the EU referendum. Now, what I've discovered is David Cameron and Nigel Farage were the ones that started this referendum thing, and it's already caused problems um, with people in general. Like, for example, prices of things gone up, interest rates have gone up, the pound has dropped. And there's been incidences as well with people fighting and arguing in the streets about in or out. And basically, it's just dividing the people of the UK up. And often, with this Brexit part, they're often blaming immigrants, where the true problem is the austerity that the Conservative government has brought through. Now, quite recently as well, there has been an assassination of an MP named Joe Cox, and I, the thing is, I think David Cameron and Nigel Farage had plotted this assassination. I don't know how, but perhaps somehow either using influence or maybe, see, I don't know all the full details, but I just sum things up, and I feel this, because this whole referendum thing is so stupid, and there hasn't, basically I feel there should have been a referendum for the referendum, because it seems to be that this whole referendum thing is just was kind of like implemented by UKIP and the Conservatives. The UKIP... Narian, stop chewing my wires. The UKIP went out. Conservative Cameron went in. However, I think most of them went out. David Cameron went out secretively. He pretends that he went in. The reason why he wants out is to abolish human rights, number one, to get away what he can, because if there's an issue, a humanitarian issue, for example, let's say with the benefits or disabled people, or even the LGBTI people, there's something that happens. If people can't win a case with the UK government, they can take it further. They got like a second chance with the EU. But the problem is, if it's Britain only, and the Conservative government is ruthless. There's no second. Second, I'm trying to think of the word, second chance in trying to get things sorted and fight the crimes against humanity. Marion, I'm busy. My cat. He's set up. Yeah, I was chewing my wires. It was actually the headphones, actually. So, yeah, you're chewing my headphones. So, But I think the assassination was done to kind of influence people to react in a certain way, to vote specifically. And I see a lot of reverse psychology in this whole referendum thing as well happening. I choose not to vote or even participate because I don't want to blame myself for voting on something that I don't have a say about, and it was a thing decided about between Farage and David Cameron. I don't see anything happen with the Labour, the Greens, or anybody else. Matter of the fact, it's just a thing between UKIP and Conservatives, and UKIP is kind of like a buffer party to Conservatives. So the whole thing is just fucked up. Seriously, it's stupid and it's fucked up. And either way, in or out, people are just going to get fucked in their arse. But I'd say it would be worse, probably worse with the outs, because David Cameron is a dictator, and this whole thing with Boris becoming Prime Minister, no, that's not going to happen. David Cameron will still be the Prime Minister, in or out, whether you like it or not. So, there we have it, and you can more or less join the dots when you examine the whole thing, that, Cameron is actually secretively in for Brexit. Brexit sounds like an anti-constipation drug for horses. So, I've actually done a bit of a graphic for that. It's on my Twitter. Okay, I'll go to the pictures and shit. There we go. There's David Cameron, UK dictator. Then there's Brexit, constipated horse. Because basically Twitter was giving me ads for the voting out on Twitter. Anyway, I just don't want to be involved in this madness. There's certain evidences mention that this person knew the MP that was assassinated, and the out people are trying to say that he's using the thing to. Meanwhile, it's actually David Cameron and Nigel Farage that's using the assassination to manipulate voters. So, there's another thing that I wanted to bring up is another shooting in Orlando. Guess who is like kind of involved with it? Believe it or not, G4S. Yeah, G4S. You know, in my previous videos about G4S, the part of the, well, Serco is the umbrella corporation, where G4S is like the security, Capita is the finance, and Serco is the umbrella corporation. So, the umbrella, come on, I'm getting a bit muddled there. The Orlando shooter, latest G4S employee involved in the senseless tragedy. G4S. They're part of the industrial military complex. Private corporation, part of the industrial military complex. And I've had issues with them before. And they kind of creeped out of the woodwork again with this incident. And ironically, that would be with a LGBT shooting, was killing 49 people. So I had to bring that one up. And then lastly, what I'm going to bring up is this seems to be not wanting to die. Apparently, I'm just kind of like subscribed to emails with Stephen Greer, and then he kind of hosts different ufologists to have contact in the desert. And I found Stephen Greer to pretty be authentic in most things, but his guest speakers in the conference that he has, I just wish, the whole thing is just tickets and shit like that. It just nauseates me. Anyway, last year he had the host speaker, what's her name? Laura Eisenhower. This name is kind of come out the woodwork again. And it's on one of the channels I subscribe. A channel that uploads various random videos of UFOs. Some of them are, non-authentic, but some of them are. Which I could say it's sort of like a, it's better than Third Phase of the Moon, which is just absolutely bullshit. Where this one, this person actually does their research and whatever, normally. Until this kind of shit kind of popped up with Laura Eisenhower. What people don't realize, our Eisenhower was the one who pushed forward the need for nuclear weapons as a deterrent. Didn't abolish them like after Japan and that, learning a lesson like, this bomb caused a shitload of damage. It's bad for humanity. It's bad for the planet. It's just, you should ban it, But no, because it was the Cold War. But he was like involved in initiating the first Cold War. We're currently in the second Cold War. And Cold War is just like, sort of like, not really a war, but it's like, it's talks of war, fears of war. Russia and England and America, Europe, they kind of like, so like anything that's stupid could actually trigger off and kick into World War III. So far, things have been kind of going alright. Like, I wouldn't say alright, but nothing extreme really happened. There's been where World War III just suddenly kicked in, and then you'll just have like mushroom clouds all over the place. Fortunately, that hasn't happened yet. But anything, it will take an idiot to do something to get that going. And that's what a Cold War is all about. It's just like people are afraid of each other. There's hardly any trust. For example, Russian submarine near British coast. It causes hype and sensationalism and fear because the one's crossing the borders of the other one. Tensions arise, but thank goodness nothing stupid happened. So that's what the Cold War is all about. It's just this tension, and anything that could just, deter the tension. Then you have like World War III. But so far things have been chilling. I think that's the best way to describe it. Well, Eisenhower is one of the people that involved the Cold War, and he's the one that introduced the deterrent with nuclear weapons. So basically, Laura Eisenhower comes from a family that's involved in the industrial military complex, and as you mentioned, some people who know about UFOs and things like that know about Carol Rosen. Carol Rosen mentions to keep a lookout with the last card, because the industrial military complex is running out of ideas and ways of keeping the industrial military complex financed and running. Because it's a business. It's a business. They make money out of war and killing. So all these wars with the Middle East, ISIS, originally it was the Taliban, Al Qaeda, which means toilet basically. I'm going to have a go at the toilet. Ironically, Trump I like the way Cher talks about Trump as being toilet. She has little icons of toilets every time she tweets Trump. Al Qaeda, all that crap. It's all the stuff is like conjured up, by the industrial military complex. CIA is part of it. G4S is part of it. Capita is part of it. Serco is part of it. Serco, G4S, they are the ones that have divided Palestine and Israel, and they're the ones that's causing the drama and the shit with the Muslims and the Jews. See, I don't pick any sides. The best thing is to be neutral and not hate one specific group of people. Look at the deeper picture. Look at the cause behind it all. Everyone's like, oh, it's Jews, it's the Jews, that. And then somebody else say, oh, it's the Muslims, this, Muslims, that. Very well, religion is a bad influence. Religion, money are catalysts, which war feeds on. Religion is something the industrial military complex likes to use to get people to do their bidding, get people to go out and give them a reason to go out and kill. Really, because of religion. That's the dangerous thing about religion, and that's why I don't like religion in general. Is it's very much like a catalyst that can be used for, same as money. You need money. The way society on this planet is, you need money to live, survive, eat. It's been structured that you have to work to get the money, or you get it some other means. But it's not as much as if you can't go much far if you're disabled or sick or something like that. You basically just have enough to live on, and so on and so forth. In some places they don't have any benefits in that. So if you're disabled and you're not well, you're sick, you're just nothing. People just let you just die in the gut and that. This is why I hope the planet goes into paradism, because paradism is the solution. So there's a future. The moment with this capitalistic society, there's no future. There's nothing. There's nothing. So go on about this Laura Eisenhower. I've bumped into her, and I've had my say. I said, you're nothing but an agent of disinformation, spreading anti-extraterrestrial hatred, suppressing the truth, suppressing people to understand extraterrestrials, to understand that extraterrestrials are not a threat, to understand that extraterrestrials seeded life on this planet. You got to you got to look at it in an artistic point of view. Artists create things, they make things, like the paintings I have in the background. I created those paintings. Now, being creating something, it doesn't make sense to go and destroy it and get. It's absurd, really. It's like it's like the I don't know how to put in words to describe it, but I'm working on artwork to kind of like I don't know if it's gonna be seen that well, seen as much. I've done the digital work. I think I might have it in my because I have it on my iPad because I'm still working on the painting, and I have it on the iPad so I can use it as a reference when I'm painting. It should be in photo stream. There we go. This is the digital piece that I'm working on, and as you can see, there's the extraterrestrial, and she was involved in seeding life, and you can see there's the seed. This is from an actual photograph, a nano seed, which contains genetic material, DNA, in order for life to get started and going. And you can see the DNA there and things like that. And this is like in the not too distant future, when if things just end up becoming a nuclear war. We see the atomic bombs going off to the background. And the title of this painting is What Did We Create? So, there you can see over there, you can zoom in. You can zoom in, you can see that's part of the seed, which get in the seed, designed and embedded in there, all the different, you can say, this is the tree of life, in a sense, when you're studying zoology and that, which has all the different animals and things related to each other. And there's humans over there. Humans, this little figure, humans. And so she kind of, and she's holding, she kind of like watches the earth, and because she's put a lot of work into it with the other extraterrestrials, their friends. She's put a lot of work into it, and she's flying over, and then suddenly the bombs are going off, the atom bombs, and she's like, oh, what did I create now? what she's seeded and life became what it is today is what also some people would say evolved to what it is today. Well, the extraterrestrials kind of like assisted the evolution of these things by splicing and whatnot to speed up the processes. And she's there. Oh, what did we do? Well, what's gone wrong? They're blowing themselves up, and they're destroying the rest of the life on the planet, all because of their political bullshit. And they just can't get the political and religious and economic bullshit and what the industrial complex has done. And her cat comes to her, tries and comforts her, saying, then the robot as well, comforting her, saying, the robot says, well, we can do it all over again. At least we know what went wrong from observations, and the things, what happened and stuff. So that's what the picture's all about. And then I'm so far in the painting. I'm this far in the painting. That's how far I am. I'll be able to carry on working on it on Wednesday. Tomorrow, my space has been occupied by somebody else. So I'll be working on this because I need to finish this other digital piece I'm working on. The one with the figures. That one there, I'm still working on that. And I want to finish that one tomorrow at the studio. But this one, I'll continue working on it. So yeah, there we have it. I'm just sick and tired. I was wondering when this Laura Eisenhower stuff would start coming out, though, because apparently looks like she's the one that would be starting the lost card. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if, like I said, if Hillary gets in, she says UFO phenomenon. Yeah, like going on an aeroplane is like a phenomenon, which I get on, and fly around. Say if I go on holiday, get on an aeroplane. Yeah, it's a phenomenon. Yeah, we ride a phenomenon from one place to another across the planet. So it's a phenomenon from other planets. Yeah, it's a phenomenon. That's what Hillary. And I've kind of like figure out that this Laura Eisenhower, she's somehow connected with Hillary, and the so-called disclosure with Hillary is gonna be this kind of shit, the anti-extraterrestrial crap. Oh, we had an invasion. Yeah, invasion. Oh goodness, which is going to make people dislike extraterrestrials. It's going to just promote there is fascism that's been promoted as well. There's immigrants, migrants, and what people just don't get it is most of these people are fucking refugees. But the media is going migrants, immigrants, migrants, immigrants, migrants, immigrants, migrants. Really shoving in people's heads. I'm actually, I think I should finish off this. It's going on to 29 minutes. I didn't know it could take that long. Yeah, so just, she is she's, if anybody kind of like agrees with this, I don't know, but not many people know about extraterrestrials, which is the problem. This is the problem. No one's really met extraterrestrials. No one's really, because there's all the mystery about it, and that's why it can be easily manipulated by the industrial military complex to bring out the last card there and bring out all the research of what they've been doing in the Area 51, such as the reversed engineered technology, and then the invaders would be the bioengineered drones or bodies, which would be piloted by military personnel, DARPA, with the conscious link between the robots and them, in kind of like Avatar, basically, with these drones, which are bioengineered from the DNA of the extraterrestrials, which the military have shot down. The extraterrestrials in Area 51, not Area 50, in Roswell, were examining the nuclear weapons that was around in that area. And the US military didn't like this, and so they shot them down. They did shoot down the extraterrestrials with an energy weapon. Conventional weapons like missiles and that are nothing but like throwing eggs at let's try and describe it in a very simple form. You got your knight and your armor, and you throw eggs at the knight. That's what missiles are like to UFOs, or actually spaceships. But the energy weapons interfere with the anti-gravity fields of the crafts, which make them wobble out of course, and then they lose their tachyon field, or their tachyon field breaks down. Tachyon field is like the energy field, like the torus field around the craft. It just kind of like just turns it off, and therefore once the torus field, which is basically like which separates the spacecraft from the universe, like it's like a little universe bubble that goes in that protects the craft, so that it can go faster than light speed, warp speed basically. It's like the warp engine. The energy weapon messed around with the warp engine. The UFO fell down. 3 of the extraterrestrials were killed in the crash at the impact. The consciousnesses went back to their home planet. There was 1 survivor. That survivor was then interrogated by the military, and which was linked to the Freemasons. And they interrogated this extraterrestrial to try and get knowledge and details on how the spacecraft works and all that. So yeah, so that's what. But then the extraterrestrial refused, because the extraterrestrial knew that they were dealing with a bunch of trigger-happy monkeys. Refused, and so they starved the extraterrestrial to death, and not even giving them water. And the extraterrestrial died. The body was put on ice, and then the bodies were then the DNA that was used for experiments underground in Area 51, and they created these drones, these drone clones, so that they will try and develop these for a long time, and then what they will do is they will get a soldier that will go into a capsule and then pilot. So this is all what they want to do with this false called fake alien invasion. And see, Laura Eisenhower is the figurehead that would probably kickstart this last card. So if people are smart enough to see beyond this bullshit, then there's hope. But if people don't see past all this crap and just believe all this bullshit and lies, I don't know. People have been bullshit. Look at this referendum. People are just not seeing what's happening. This referendum is all about money, to be honest. Money. And David Cameron wants to have his unlimited power and really make things hard for people, because there's no mommy around, which is the EU, to prevent him from getting rid of human rights and things like that. Things were the same as they were. By rights, there should have been a referendum, like I said, a referendum for the referendum, where people get to vote on should they have a referendum or they shouldn't have a referendum. But no, that was decided all between Cameron and Farage, and then they have the vote. It's a rigged thing, which is really democracy. Most of democracy is illusion. It's actually what I would say is abuse of democracy, where mob mentality wins, and all they do is just manipulate the media so that people vote in what way they want them to vote. And then there's not also that, then there's like jippering and certain things like not having, like, some people can't, if registered, they lose their registrations, ballot boxes go missing, and all that stuff, just to manipulate the vote and all that. But yeah, it's a rigged thing. To be honest, I'd rather have people have a complete say in the whole thing, where something like this, like with the EU, it needs more than a vote, because a vote is just like too binary. It's too binary. People got to at least have a say, and I think I know the government will probably think it's too much work for them, but that's their job. Where people could have actually write, and they have to read every single citizen's write-up and thoughts about it, and that's it. But that's anything to do. It's not like a normal general election or anything. This thing is like permanent, and that's anyway. But the whole thing with the voting is just, it's a rigged system. Yes. 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 Yes.